One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Carl Jung. Psychological theories from Carl Jung and Abraham Maslow consider individuation and self-actualization, respectively, as our highest version. According to Jung, our true self is the integration of our shadow, balance of feminine and masculine, and inner wisdom or intuition, all of which are internal. Maslow's hierarchy of needs includes both external factors, like basic needs, and internal aspects that are growth needs. Considering that, how can we be our true self if we're constantly in survival mode or distracted by the noise in our mind? In both theories, confidence is necessary to reach our fullest potential. But first, limiting beliefs need to be uncovered with acceptance of all our shadows. Destructive thinking and negative self-talk affect our emotions and in turn our actions, so we'll start with shifting our mindset. Personally, I've had suicidal thoughts and depression since childhood. Though they were hidden, I see now that self-blame was a resulting behavior. As a young adult, dancing and performing arts brought me joy, although my mind would still race with anxiety, replaying and overanalyzing situations. I would get panic attacks and feel my body heating up along with other stress-induced responses. When we feel shame or low self-worth, our brain shuts down the learning and growth parts to redirect energy for survival. So if we're primarily operating in that state, there's no way to move up the emotion frequency scale or past safety and security in reference to Maslow's hierarchy. Fast forward to adulthood, getting a divorce triggered shame and guilt, especially coming from a traditional family. Though what kept me sane throughout the challenging process was meditation. From 6 years of practice, I've learned to reduce negative thinking for the most part and pivot my mindset toward more gratitude. Attending an Abraham Hicks workshop was also impactful, learning that our perception is a reflection of our internal thoughts and emotions. So, reprogramming the mind to focus on positivity has been the most transformative experience. We'll still face challenges because growth is continuous and healing occurs in spirals at new levels. However, we have the choice to be a victim and remain trapped in our head, or find solutions that test our strength and perseverance. Then we can reflect on the purpose behind certain events and where they're leading us, ultimately to realize our own value. Managing the mind allows us to be open to discovering what we're meant to fulfill, and sometimes we're redirected toward lifestyle or life path changes. Before practicing self-care, I would dwell on what happened and ended up staying in those cycles because the lessons weren't learned, and my focus was on the struggle. We all have the power to overcome anything by adjusting our perspective, as well as listening to our body and feelings. That's how experience and applied knowledge turn into wisdom. Let's go through some exercises together. Staying present and examining our thoughts enable us to unpack why they're affecting us by understanding where they stem from. Root cause analysis lets us get to the layers beneath the challenge we're facing to better solve for it. Otherwise, we're just putting on a band-aid and it'll likely resurface. Or we're solving the wrong problem by not addressing it further upstream. The fifth why reveals the underlying wound that needs to be healed. This sheet is also used in the inspiration phase of my video on redesigning life. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I invite you to try journaling to shift your perspective. For example, how could these circumstances be reframed? Consider feeling lost or off course as rerouting. View failure as a learning opportunity. Perceive delays as further preparation. In her TEDx talk, Dr. Shauna Shapiro shared mindfulness techniques that help transmute shame and judgment. Let's try what she demonstrated. As a daily practice in the morning, place your hand over your heart, which releases oxytocin. Then say, "Good morning," your name. "Thank you for this day. I love you." Other practices include repeating positive affirmations like in this video, or write your own. Paying attention to internal dialogue, connecting with nature to quiet the mind, dancing, listening to music, or doing yoga to transition from mind to body, meditating to binaural beats or sound healing, consuming uplifting books or content. I invite you to explore what works for you, then document your emotions in the Vibe Tracker and any reflections in a journal. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Until next time, be well.